everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to automatically create a web subscriber from Zoom Registrants. So I am a personality development coach and I host a lot of webinars which I manage with the help of Zoom. Here what I want is that as soon as a new registration is going to be done for the webinar that I am hosting on Zoom by the registrant, I want to add that registrant as subscriber. I want to create that registrant as subscriber in my AWeber account. Now, creating subscribers manually after new registrations is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And with the help of this amazing automation, we are going to build a connection between Zoom and AWeber with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create a AWeber subscriber from Zoom Registrant. So I'm a personality development coach and I often host webinars on Zoom to share insights and strategies with my audience. And I use AWeber to manage my email list and send follow-up resources, updates, and newsletters that add value to the learning journey. The challenge that I face is manually adding Zoom registrants as subscribers in my AWeber list. It is very time-consuming. So by automating this entire process, I ensure that everyone who registers for the Zoom meeting that I'm hosting should be added as subscribers in my AWeber account list that I've created. This allows me to seamlessly send follow-up emails, additional resources, and updates without any manual work. And we are going to be creating this amazing automation between Zoom and AWeber with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So with the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create a AWeber subscriber from Zoom Registrant. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select Zoom Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create a AWeber subscriber from Zoom Registrant, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means that action, what is it? It's a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We're going to set up our trigger step first, okay? And with the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Zoom. Zoom is a popular video conferencing application that allows people to connect online for meetings, webinars, and virtual events. With Zoom, you can host live sessions, share your screen, chat with participants, and even record meetings for later. And I'm using Zoom as I've created webinars with the help of it that I am going to host as a personality development coach, okay? So that is why for the trigger application, I'm going to select it as Zoom, and for the trigger event, I'm going to select as Configure Webhook. With the help of this event, we're going to create a connection between Zoom and Pabbly Connect. After that, I'm going to click on this Connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on Add New Connection, or else you can select the existing connection. Now to create a connection between Zoom and Pabbly Connect, it is asking for the token. Where are we going to have the detail of the token? For that, follow the steps given here below in the help desk one by one. In order to have the token, firstly, you need to log into your Zoom account. So this is my Zoom account, as you can see right over here. Now from the left side of the panel, if I'm going to scroll down under Admin, it says Advanced. Go to it. As we're going to go to Advanced, the option App Marketplace is given. Select it from here. As we're going to do that, this app marketplace of Zoom is going to appear in front of you. Now what we are going to do is, in order to have the token from here, we have to create an app right over here. Okay, we have to create an app in our Zoom account. And how we're going to build an app for that? Over here on the top right corner, it says develop, under which it says build app. Click on it. After that, a new window is going to appear in front of you. It's just asking what kind of app are you creating. I'm creating a general app. So I'm going to select this option and click on this create button. Okay. As I'm going to do that, you can see the application is right over here. I'm going to rename this app first. I want to give the name to this application as Pabbly Connect. So this is the name of my application. And if I'm going to scroll down right over here, it is asking for the OAuth information. Okay. For this OAuth redirect URL, I'm going to go back to my workflow. Over here in the help desk, you can see a hyperlink of learn more is provided. I'm going to click on it right over here. As I'm going to do that, Pabbly Connect's forum page is going to appear in front of you. And if I go to scroll down, you can see the steps of connecting Zoom to Pabbly Connect is given over here step by step. Okay. If I'm going to scroll down, you can see for the OAuth redirect URL, this URL is provided to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here, from the help desk, and paste it right over here in my app marketplace right over here. Okay. As I've pasted it, automatically the allow list is going to be selected. After that, I'm going to click on this continue button. As I'm going to click on continue, you can see the secret token has been provided to us. I'm going to copy this token from here and paste it right over here that Pabbly Connect is asking for. And then I'm going to click on this save button. As I'm going to do that, you can see Zoom is now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting over here, you can see Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to build a connection between Zoom and Pabbly Connect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to go back to my app marketplace again. If I'm going to scroll down, you can see it says general features, under which it says event subscription. Okay, toggle this button of event subscription right away, as now we want to add a webhook. Okay, as I want to add an event, I'm going to click on this plus button. Our event is going to be for adding the webhook. So I'm going to select the method over here as webhook. It is asking for the subscription name. So for the subscription name, I'm going to write it as. So this is the subscription name in the name of AWeber subscribers. Okay. Next, it is asking for us to add an event. For adding the event, what I'm going to do is I want that as soon as a new registration is going to be created in my Zoom account. Okay. A new registrant is going to be created for the meeting that I'm hosting. Automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. That is why what I'm going to do is for that over here, I'm going to search for registrations. As I'm going to search for it, you can see it says meeting registrations has been created. I want this event right over here. As I've added the event, I'm going to click on this done button. Okay. So now whenever a new registration is going to be created for the meeting that I'm hosting using Zoom, automatically and instantly Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. Okay. Now for connecting, it is asking for the endpoint URL. For this field, I'm going to simply paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. So I've pasted the webhook URL, then I'm going to click on the save button to save the changes. You can see over here the subscription in the name of AWeber subscribers has been successfully added. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this continue button. Once again, we're going to click on continue. I'm going to again click on this continue button and again on it. As I'm going to do that, now what I want is I want to install this application that I've created in my Zoom account. Now in order to do that, for that scroll down and I'm going to click on this add app now as we're going to install the application. As I'm going to do that, it is asking for the permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As this state processing my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this allow button. The application is now been successfully added. As now the application is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. Now what I want is I want to capture the response of the new registration being created in my Zoom account. In order to do that, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. Okay. As I'm going to do that, it is saying waiting for response. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new registration in my Zoom account in the meeting that I'm hosting. And I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the new registration being done or not. Okay. For that, I'm going to open the meeting that I'm hosting with the help of Zoom. So this is the meeting that I've created and I'm hosting. This is the webinar that I've created and hosting with the help of Zoom. It says Personal Growth Strategies webinar. This is the meeting that I have. And I want that as soon as a registration is going to be created for this meeting, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. In order to create the registration, if I'm going to scroll and you can see the registration link is provided to us. Copy this link from here and open it in a new tab right over here. Okay. As I'm going to do that, this page is going to appear in front of you in which we are going to create a new registration. Okay. Firstly, it is asking for the registration's name. So for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as Smart. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as Person45. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as smartperson45@pabblytudes.com. After that, I'm going to click on this register button in order to create a test registration. Okay, I'm going to click on this register button. As I've done that, it says you're successfully registered. As you're successfully registered for our meeting that we are hosting using Zoom, I'm going to go back to my workflow and check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the registration being done or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see right over here, Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the new registration. Okay, if you're going to tally the response over here, if I'm going to scroll down, the first name of the registration is Smart, last name is Person45, email is smartperson45@pabblytudes.com with all the other details. Okay, as now the registration response has been captured over here, this means that Zoom has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, whenever a new registration is going to be created for the meeting that we are hosting using Zoom, automatically and instantly in the similar manner, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the new registration. Okay. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. Our objective is that as soon as a new registration is going to be done using Zoom, I want to create that registrant as subscriber in my AWeber account. So now for that, we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as AWeber. AWeber is an email marketing tool that helps you to stay connected with your audience by managing your email campaigns. It allows you to create and send newsletters, automated follow-up emails, and organize subscribers in different lists. With AWeber, you can easily design professional-looking emails using its drag and drop editor and templates. So with the help of AWeber, I'm managing all my subscribers details in the list. Okay, so over here, that is why for the action application, I'm going to select as AWeber, and for the action event, I'm going to select as add or update subscriber. Then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with AWeber. As I'm going to do that, a window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a permission. So I'm going to click on this allow access button. As this save process, my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As you can see, we successfully authorized AWeber to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing it, it's asking for us to select the account ID. You need to select the account ID of your AWeber account. Okay, so I've selected the ID from here. For the list over here, I've created a single list in the name of subscribers list. So I'm going to select the list over here. Okay, after selecting the account ID and the list ID, it is asking for the full name, email, and the details of the subscriber that we're going to create in our AWeber account. So for the details over here, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step, that is Zoom configure webhook. As I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. It is asking for the full name of the subscriber that we want to create in our AWeber account. I want to create the registrant as subscriber in my AWeber account. So that is why from my previous response, I'm going to select the data of the name of my subscriber. I'm going to select the first name, space the last name right over here. As I selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Okay. Similarly, for the email, I'm going to map the data of the email response that I've received in my previous response. Okay. After that, it is asking for the update existing. I'm going to select it as no right over here. Okay. After that, it is asking for tags, ad tracking, and all the other details, which I do not require. So I'm going to skip the part. And after that, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, we have received a response right over here, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my AWeber account and check whether a new subscriber has been created in my AWeber account or not. For that, I'm going to open my AWeber account. So this is my AWeber account, as you can see right over here. And this is the subscribers list. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right away, a new subscriber has been added to my AWeber account. The name of the subscriber is smartperson45. Email is smartperson45@pabblytudes.com. Okay. As the subscriber has been successfully added to my AWeber account, this means that we successfully created an automation between Zoom and AWeber with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum till now what we have done, I am a personality development coach and I host a lot of webinars using Zoom. My objective is that as I am organizing a new webinar with the help of Zoom, I want that as soon as the registration of that meeting is going to be done on Zoom, I want to create that registrant who have done the registration as subscriber in my AWeber account. Now doing this manually is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with Pabbly Connect. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to automatically create AWeber subscriber from Zoom registrants. So I am a personality development coach and I host a lot of webinars which I manage with the help of Zoom. Here what I want is that as soon as a new registration is going to be done for the webinar that I am hosting on Zoom by the registrant, I want to add that registrant as subscriber. I want to create that registrant as subscriber in my AWeber account. Now, creating subscribers manually after new registrations is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And with the help of this amazing automation, we are going to build a connection between Zoom and AWeber with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, then let me take you all to my screen.